Hey friends, welcome to another Yoga for Dancers class. So happy to have you here. Welcome. Big hugs coming your way. So if you've clicked on this video, it's probably because you're not feeling too hot in this general region. So sometimes I find after a day of a lot of movement, a lot of dancing, doing pole tricks, inversions, or just like going hard, that I can feel kind of a little tense, a little locked up, a little stiff, or a little twingy in my hips or my low back, my pelvis area, sometimes a little bit of sciatica. So this is going to be a practice for you if you're feeling like your glutes, your pelvis, your sacrum, your low back, this area is just feeling a little locked up, feeling a little tense and not too hot right now. So we're going to be loosening up the muscles. We're going to be doing some self-myofascial release and just giving this part of our body some TLC. So we're mainly going to be focusing on relieving sciatica pain, which the sciatic nerve is a nerve that runs from the spine down the butt and it goes underneath a muscle called the piriformis muscle, which is really important for our turnout muscles. It's one of our deep rotators, and when that muscle is really tight and overworked, it can start to clamp down on the sciatic nerve a little bit, which is going to give you those feelings of pain and tingling and that discomfort down the back of the leg that you get from sciatica. So we're going to be releasing that muscle. We'll also be doing a little bit of a psoas release, releasing some of our hip flexors and making sure that our low back is happy. So let's get into it. All you're really going to need for this class is some kind of ball. So I'm using like a little lacrosse ball here, but you can use a tennis ball too. But something around this size, because we'll be using it to get into those muscles and give them that nice and juicy release. And also some water. Since we're going to be doing work with the fascia tonight, it's really important to be hydrated because hydrated fascia is happy fascia. So if you want to get the most out of your myofascial release and feel the best after this class, start sipping on some water right now and just have it nearby. Another option is to have a bolster like the one I'm sitting on. That might be helpful for some different options throughout the class, but not required. So just grab your ball, and when you're ready, go ahead and meet me in a seated position here, an easy pose. So I like to have my hips elevated on something, on my bolster, because it's really healthy for the hip flexors and the whole alignment of your spine to have your hips slightly above your knees. So instead of sitting like this, really see if you can get your pelvis elevated a little bit and let your knees drop down towards the floor. From there, feel your pelvis growing heavy, grounding down, feeling your knees growing heavy to the floor and your whole lower body anchoring down. And as your lower body is rooting down into the earth, feel the top of your head effortlessly floating upwards towards the sky and dropping your shoulders down away from the ears. Go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to start with our diaphragmatic breath. So drawing the breath down into the lower ribs, into the lower belly. Letting the belly fill gently with air and letting it gently deflate as you exhale. So you don't need to be pressing your belly out or doing anything uncomfortable, but we just want to try and bring the breath down to the lower part of our torso rather than keeping it shallow here in our upper body. So go ahead, tune into your breath. And with each exhale, feel any tension that is built up in this lower part of your body release as you let that belly exhale, like you're really pushing it out of your body. Tuning into the present moment, making a commitment and intention right now to love your body and to listen to your body. So listening to the signals that it tells you of when to go deeper and when to ease back in this practice. We'll start with some visualization. So bringing your inner eye, your inner awareness down to your pelvis, to the bones of the pelvis, where the femur bone sits in the hip socket, and to all of the muscles of the pelvic floor, your glutes, your hip flexors, even your lower abs. Imagine with each breath those receiving fresh energy, fresh prana. And then imagining if you identify as a woman, imagining your womb space, your uterus. Imagining all your vital organs that come to rest in your low belly, in your pelvis area. Now imagining ropes of light, these light, bright, glowing ropes of light, and I want you to begin wrapping them in your mind around your pelvis. These cords of light wrapping, intertwining around your hip bones, your hip socket, your womb space. And they're filled with healing energy, healing, rejuvenating, supportive, secure energy. Continue to wrap them around, binding your womb, binding your pelvis with this light energy. And then imagine it begin to weave its way down into the floor, into the earth, into the soil, winding down, down. Really anchoring your pelvis. Let it be heavy towards the earth, feeling these ropes of light winding down to the very center of the earth, and imagining that there is a big, giant sphere of rose quartz in the center of the earth, and these ropes of light wrapping around, connecting your pelvis to the biggest stone of love in the center of the earth, down through the soil, anchoring you, grounding you. Continue to breathe deeply into your lower belly. And any stress, any stagnant energy, any stuck emotions, imagine them going through these ropes of light and releasing them back into the earth, like letting these be the channel through which you can release any stress that your body is holding on to. Releasing any stress energy, and then receiving the love energy, that grounding, loving, peaceful energy from the earth to fill this part of your body. Bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly, to your pelvis area. Breathing deep. Knowing that you are connected to the earth, you are rooted towards the earth, and continue to send and release any of your stress through these cords of light throughout the whole practice. Begin to circle your ribs gently forwards, exhaling back. Circling. Inhale to come forward, exhale to round back, and switching directions. off of that bolster, stacking your right leg on top of your left, and doing a couple seated cat-cows here, gently inhaling, shining the heart forward, but keeping those sits bones rooted to the floor. Exhale, round. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, round. Inhale, arms up, reaching up to the sky, taking a twist to the right side, holding onto that left knee, or the right knee with the left hand, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping your pelvis rooting down. And then go ahead, slide that right foot to the floor, hugging that right knee into the chest here. Staying with your diaphragmatic breath, hug that knee in. And releasing that leg back down, stacking the legs, release your twists and walk your hands forwards. And if you want to take a bolster here and relax down for a moment, go ahead and do that. Breathing into the back of the body, breathing into the hips. Sending your breath all the way down the length of your spine, from the top of your head down into your pelvis, into your tailbone. And inhaling to come back up. And switching sides, stack the left leg on top here. Inhale, arms up. And twisting to the other side, to the left. Releasing your shoulders down. And then sliding that left foot to the floor, hug that knee in to your chest and let your pelvis be heavy. Once again, breathing into the belly. And releasing that, stacking the legs once more. Take that arch forwards and back. Forwards and back. Taking the bolster if you wanted, coming forwards, melting over those stacked legs. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Imagining still that you are rooted down and connected to the earth. Into the back of the body, and then inhaling, coming up. Go ahead and place your bolster aside, bringing your legs out. We're just going to let the knees rock side to side here. See if you could really give your glutes a massage here. And then keeping this going, coming down onto your back. I'm going to stay this way so you guys can see what I'm about to do with my legs. Gonna do a little swing and release, so bringing your legs up, grounding your pelvis down. Hello. All right, here we're gonna come and drop to the left. Swing that right leg, keeping the toe on the floor. Swing back up, drop and swing to the other side. And up. Swing and up. Release. So really let that leg swing. This should feel really nice and really releasing. Just keeping your shoulders grounded, but you can really let your hips and your back sway side to side. Release. The fascia likes a little bit of bounce sometimes, a little bit of a swing and release to help it release. as well as some long hold stretches. Swing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So it's on your back now, hugging the knees into your chest and giving your low back a little massage. You rock gently side to side. All right, and placing your knees down, go ahead and grab your ball now. Where's that? All right. So lifting the hips up to place that ball underneath the left glute and then place them back down here. So you want it to be kind of in the upper booty area. And then what we're gonna do is let that left knee fall out to the side. So you might have to adjust. Just find a spot in your glute where it feels really, like it hurts really good in there. You want the ball to be on muscle rather than bone, so find a spot that feels good for you here. With the weight of that left leg, just let gravity do the work here. And let your arms either relax to your side or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. So this is a being pose rather than a doing pose. So your only job here is to imagine the muscles and the fascia of that right glute, the piriformis. Imagine them draping over the ball, just totally melting over it. And then just to breathe, just to allow yourself to relax and just scan your body for any places of tightness or tension, and see if you can let them go with the exhale. And then go ahead and shift to find another little spot in your glute muscle somewhere. Find another spot for the ball to rest on. So this might feel very intense for some of you who have really tight glutes. So just remember to breathe. Feeling the support of the earth below you. And then let's find one more spot in that left glute. So shift around. The glute's a big muscle. See where's another spot that feels like it needs a good long release. Really relaxing all of the muscles of that left hip. Letting those muscles drape and melt over the ball. And then let's find one last point. Ooh, hello. Oh yeah, so we're looking for that. Ooh, that's just like, damn. Yes. Hurts so good. And then just breathe into it. Let your body adjust and embrace the sensations. And then use the breath to communicate to your body, to your nervous system, to your fascia that it is safe to relax and to let go. And then let's just take a moment to roll around on that left side a little bit. Do some little circles. Oh my gosh, I could do this like all day because it feels so good. Awesome. All right, switching to the right side now. Lifting the hips up, placing the ball under the right glute, and then letting that right knee fall out to the side and find your first sweet spot. Ooh, my right glute's like way tighter than my left, and you might find that too, that one side is slightly different than the other. That's just interesting to note. And wherever wherever you are, find your resting place and then breathe into it. So try to be really still. Once you find your place, try to avoid fidgeting. Let your body settle. From this place of stillness, observe and scan your body. Find where it needs to let go, where it needs to find more ease. Finding another spot in that right glute. Just doing a tiny shift to find another release spot. Keep that left leg relaxed. Shift and find another spot. Oh, yeah. And if you need to let out any sounds, you need to go like, ah! Go for it. Sound and vocalization is a great way to release stress as it's released out of the muscles as well. So just being present with whatever you're feeling physically and mentally and emotionally. Sometimes when we do these deep muscular fascial releases, it can release some stuck emotions as well. So just notice how you're feeling and just know that whatever you need to feel is okay in this moment. And that once you feel it, breathe through it and release it. It is out of your body. And then let's find one last long hold spot in that right glute. And finding stillness. Letting all the muscles melt over the ball, melting to gravity. Awesome, and then let's find a little circle. Oh, circle that ball in that left glute. Get a little spiral going. Oh my goodness. My right glute today, you guys. Just getting in all the little creases and crevices. So we definitely just released our piriformis, so that should hopefully help with some, if you're having any sciatic pain. And then returning to the center, remove that ball, and then again, just let the knees drop side to side. Ooh, yeah, hopefully they should be feeling a little more open and released. So now extend that left leg, hug the right knee into the chest, and let that right knee fall into the right elbow crease, finding a little openness through the hips, keeping that left hip grounded, reach the left arm up, finding length through the left side. Find your belly breath. And then take that right leg into a half happy baby here. So you're really lengthening and opening while grounding through that left side and really getting into that right inner thigh here. Dropping both shoulders to the floor. And then taking that right knee across the body for a twist. Coming into a twist here. And now placing your left hand on your right hip crease, so kind of right at the top of the femur bone here. And I want you to press it away, like you're trying to lengthen your spine, like you're trying to lengthen your pelvis away from your shoulders. Create that little bit of space in the low back. Look over your right shoulder. And then breathe here. So your left arm is working a lot, but you want to try and relax through the pelvis, through the low back. Let the fascia release into this lengthening. Really pressing into the top of that Breathing deep. Beautiful. Stretching that right leg, straighten it, and really reach the right arm and the right toes away from each other, finding this long diagonal line, and then press into the top of the hip crease again. So we're really opening this crossbody line of fascia here, so reach those right toes and fingertips away. Breathe deep. And then relax, letting that leg bend. Continue to roll to your belly. So we're coming into a little half frog pose here. If you want to get a bolster to create a little bit of cushion and a little more height under that leg, go for it. I like to get a little more openness through here. And then just make a little pillow for your head with your hands and relax down. Relaxing the shoulders. Now breathe into the low back here. Again, another being pose rather than a doing pose. Really imagine that right hip growing heavy towards the earth. Imagining all of the fascia and the ligaments and tissues and tendons and muscles surrounding that right hip completely relaxing and releasing. In fact, to do so, I want you to squeeze that right glute. Squeeze it all right now. All these muscles on this right side. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let them totally relax. And one more time, squeezing. Buns of steel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, release. Awesome. Bring your hands to your side. If it feels good to press up into a cobra or just a sphinx pose if that's where you're at today. Awesome. All right, bringing that left knee in to extend that right leg out. Toes up towards the ceiling, rotating, grab a bolster if you want, and then sink your hips back to your heels just like you would in a child's pose and melt down. So it's up to you how far out or in you want that leg based on how stretchy you're feeling right now. But you want to make sure that we're rotating so we can really get that inner thigh. Breathing into the back of the body. Again, really try to release. Let your pelvis be heavy towards the earth. Breathing into the inner thighs, into the pelvis. And again, really try to think about all of the muscles around here and just relaxing, just releasing. Be a total limp noodle here. That's how we can tap into the fascia and really help our body release tension, release stress. Sweeping that leg back behind you, coming up, and now, look at that, we're in a little pigeon pose. How convenient. So you want to bring that leg from here and let it drop forward, coming into our pigeon. You can keep it using a bolster if you want, but I like to try and create a little bit of space in my lower torso here. So really lengthen up to go up and over that bolster, and that helps me create low space or space in my low back, which just feels good for my vertebra. So whether or not you have a bolster, either way, remembering to breathe into your low belly. So especially for our psoas muscle, which gets a chance to get a gentle stretch and to relax in this pose, you can really up the benefits if you really bring your breath down into the low belly and give it that gentle movement with the breath, and give it a gentle little massage with this pose and your deep breathing. One last breath here. Really inhale and exhale, melt. Let it go. Just relax. Inhale to press up. If you have the bolster, go ahead and put it to the side. We're going to bring that back knee in here. So bringing that foot, arch of the foot to the knee here, placing that left hand behind you. You're going to press your hips up, arching backwards, so we're getting this whole side line of fascia here, down from the knee up through the body. Take a little arch here. Oh, feels so good. Exhale down, reaching forwards. So we're going to do a little flow here in our double stack. So as you come down, draw that back knee away, like you're trying to reach it away, lengthen it away as you reach forwards. So creating this space in the back here, in the quadratus lumborum muscle here, but you really have to reach and breathe. Exhale, bring it in, press up, arch, open up. Exhale. Slide away, lengthen. You can bring that hand to the floor. Really think about that back knee lengthening away. And pressing up. Squeeze the glutes, arch and reach. And slide down last time. Oh yeah, really reaching, trying to get this back area here. And breathe into it, let the breath expand it. And one last time, pressing up. Getting a little arch back here, squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward. And exhale, slide down. Awesome, you guys. From here, just going to bring our hands behind you, taking that double stag, lift the hips up, tuck the pelvis, place it back down, and lower down as far as you want to go today. So it could be staying up here, could be one forearm, both, or all the way down. And then if this is feeling good for you here, you can grab that left knee and hug it in towards your chest. So find what's going to serve you best today, and then breathe into your belly. Again, just keeping the breath flowing down to this part of our body. Relax your shoulders. Getting into that quad and these hip flexors here. Feels so good. Send your body some gratitude, and to help you get into a more relaxed space, think of a few things that you are really grateful for right now. What is here to support you in your life that you can be really grateful for, even if it's just to have a roof over your head? If you've got that left leg, gently release it. And then you want to release that right leg, bring it over to the left side for a second, and then roll back to the center. Taking your knees in a couple circles here. Awesome, now we're ready for the other side. So extend that right leg down, hug that left knee into the chest, and then hook it in that left elbow, let it drop out to the side. Reach that right arm up. then taking hold of that foot or ankle to drop into a half happy baby here. So don't let this right hip roll off. You want to keep it grounded down into the floor. Releasing. Stay with the breaths. And when you're ready, letting that leg cross over into a twist here. Coming into that twist. And then bringing the right hand to that left hip crease. So really right here where the bend is happening, right where your femur bone meets the hip socket, I want you to press down and away. Press to the diagonal like you're really trying to create space here. A gentle press, and again, it's just coming from the hand. You want to try and relax the hip, relax the legs. Breathing into that space, and then straighten that left leg. So you've got the left toes and the left arm really reaching away from each other. Keep pressing into that hip. Ooh, yeah, really opening into this diagonal line, this crossbody line of fascia here. And then bending that leg, continue to roll to your belly here. If you want your bolster underneath here, just go ahead and relax down. Breathing into the low belly and allow yourself to melt down. And then squeeze that left glute, squeeze all those muscles on the left side, the thighs, the booty, the foot, the calves, and exhale. Be a limp noodle. Inhale once again, squeeze, activate. Bring all your awareness there, make it tight, and exhale. Let it relax. Beautiful, one last breath here, inhaling deep into the lower body. Exhale with a sigh. Bring your hands to your side, either come up on your forearms or press all the way up here. Awesome, bending that right knee in, extend that left leg out, bring your bolster in if you have it, turn those legs out, find your spot, and lower it down, hips to heels. Breathing into that inner thigh. And then just allow yourself to relax here as much as you can. Breathing into the back of the body. Breathing into any places of tightness or tension. Even here, imagining those healing cords of light that are wrapped around your pelvis, still weaving down into the earth, still anchoring you and grounding you. One last breath here. And then sweeping that leg back behind, bring that, don't knock your cup of water over. Bring that right foot forward to bring you into pigeon pose. If you want the bolster, create length as you lower down here. And then breathe into your belly. See if you can really give that psoas and the left side a massage here with the breath. Allow your belly to take up space. It is okay to let it relax. I know as dancers, sometimes that's one of the hardest things is to do that deep belly breathing. it used to be really hard for me to feel comfortable to do it. I would feel just really like icky and gross. It was something I had to work through after years of being trained as a ballerina, to allow myself to take up space, to let my belly relax and breathe. So if it's something that you're struggling with, just know that I'm sending you support, and that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and you don't need to have your stomach sucking in and held all the time to be beautiful and worthy. Away, and we'll take that same flow, so pressing up and really squeezing the glutes to press that pelvis forward and stretching back, and exhale, sliding that back knee back, reaching it away as you reach. So you're really turning and trying to face forward. You're not open to the side like this. You're reaching forwards and drawing that knee away from that left hand. And drawing in to press up. Exhale, lowering down, lengthening away. Breathing into this back body space here. And pressing up one last time through this flow, opening, really arching. Exhale down. Really active stretching here, so actively lengthening that knee away. Don't just hang out here and relax. This is an active, like you're really trying to stretch. We're trying to tap into that back line of fascia and those muscles to lengthen them away. And now relax, coming up, bringing that leg in. Bring your hands behind you, lift your pelvis up, tuck it, and lower down, finding your level in this stretch today. And if you want to take that right knee and hug it in towards your chest, that is an option here as well. And then release your shoulders, release your jaw. Breathe into the low belly. You know, I've said that a million times in this class, but it's a good reminder, especially if we are in a habit of always breathing into our upper chest, and sometimes we need those extra reminders to rewire our habits. If our habit is to breathe shallowly, we need to always remind ourselves to breathe deeper, to draw the breath lower in the body. Roll into your right side to release that left leg and draw it in. And take those knees in a couple circles here. And then rocking back and rocking up. Go ahead and grab your ball. Instead of a Shavasana today, we're going to finish off class with a little Psoas release. So same thing that we did with the balls under our booty, but in the front of our body this time. So laying back down. Coming into this position here like you're chilling in bed with Bae. Just kidding. And bringing the ball into this kind of area of your hip, right where your hip bone is. Like grab your hip bone, feel it, and then bring your fingers in. So like hold on to your hip, like you've got your hand on your hip, and then wherever your fingers are, that's kind of where you want to put that ball. And then you're gonna roll onto your belly. You might have to do a little adjusting in here. So we're trying to get the psoas, which runs from the back, kind of where the ribs end, goes through the front, through the inside of the hip bone here and down to the femur bone. So anywhere kind of along here is a good place to try and find it. So staying up on your forearms, let's try and get it in towards that hip bone first. And then if you want to straighten that leg back behind you to help you get into it. Ooh, yeah, there it is. So you might have to adjust around, go up or down, or more in towards the belly button or out towards the hip to find it. But once you've found a good spot where you're getting kind of that same feeling of like, ooh, hurts so good, that's where you want to stay and breathe for a second. Now this can be a little tricky to find sometimes, so if you're having trouble finding it, just go ahead and find me on Instagram, send me a message, and I'm happy to workshop this with you, because it is really something that once you can find it, it is like so good and such an amazing thing to start integrating into your daily life. But once you've found it, just really melt into it again, like really let yourself release into it, let those muscles drape around. Sometimes to help you feel it a little more, you can tuck that back leg of whatever side you're on. So I'm on my right side and I'm going to straighten it. So lift my knee off the floor. That just helps me feel it deeper. So, there's lots of little options and things to try for yourself. And then see if you want to move around, see if you can find another little spot. It's pretty big muscle, so there's lots of different little spots you can find. Oh, good Lord. So you want to be gentle, you want to definitely get that sensation, but you don't want to go so hard that you're in pain and you can't relax, because you do want to help the muscle relax. And then close your eyes, really see if you can go within. Relax the jaw, relax the brow. Just sending deep breaths and positive affirmations to your body. This can be quite intense sometimes. Maybe shifting around, see if you can find another little spot in this area. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you found your spot and you found your psoas. It's one of those muscles that doesn't get a lot of opportunities to release. It's usually working all of the time, so if we can give it this deep release, we can usually help alleviate pain in our hip flexors and our low back as well, and even pain when it comes to moon cycle cramps. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, my right side today. Awesome. And then let's switch over to the left side. So finding kind of that same area on the left side. This muscle goes through both sides of the body. So again, finding that place kind of around the hip. Oh yeah. And you might notice a difference side to side. One side might be tighter, one side might be easier to find than the other, and it's just worth noting that to see if you use one side more than the other, or how you hold yourself. Can give lots of clues to that. But once you've found your spot and found a good sensation, just breathe into it. See if you can shift around, find another little spot. So So with this, you can really, as I said before, go anywhere from kind of like really down near the bottom of the pelvis up to near the hip bone, more in towards the belly button, or even more up towards the ribs a little bit. Sometimes I'll feel it up there. So really kind of anywhere along this pathway is a good spot to go. Let's just take 3 more breaths. Left side, hello. Oh yeah. So you might need to roll around and get a little, oh my god. Ah! I just lost my train of thought because I felt it. But you might need to like roll around, shift side to side, like you don't just have to stay here. If it helps to like open your legs or kind of twist a little bit. There's no wrong way to try and find this muscle and find the right angle. Just let your body tell you, let your body show you. Awesome. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's like so good. I don't even want to stop. But let's remove that ball. So that's a great thing to do just on a daily basis. Just take 5 minutes on each side. Bring yourself up onto your forearms and really try to draw your elbows back as you lengthen your heart up and away from the pelvis, and let your pelvis be heavy. You give your hips a little gentle shimmy side to side here. And then bring your hands down to your sides and pressing up. Drawing the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Stretching through the low belly there. And exhale into a cat-cow. And back to a child's pose. One last inhale here, breathe in really deep. Exhale, sigh, release it back to the earth. Inhale, coming forwards. And we will end the practice in the way we started it, in a comfortable seated position. Bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Visualizing health and radiance, vitality, resiliency in your body. And if you're feeling really sore tonight, just call in for a speedy recovery. I truly believe that visualizing all of those things in your body really does help speed up the process of recovery when your muscles are sore, when you're feeling exhausted. Inhale, arms up. Sealing the hands together to seal off the practice. And drawing the hands down to the heart, bowing to yourself, bowing to your body. I bow to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this nice, relaxing, releasing practice tonight. So if you want to connect on Instagram, if you have any questions when it comes to health, anatomy, alignment, dancers, wellness, that's what I'm here for. So let's follow each other on there, let's connect. And I will have more videos coming out for you guys every week. So if you have any requests, anything you want to work on, any part of your body that's feeling a little rough, needs some love, you know where to find me. Thanks for joining, beautiful soul. Mwah! I'll see you soon.